Hello, I'm Kate Rochford-Price. Um, what you'll see here is a picture of me from my senior year in high school. It was a theater headshot because I started out as a musical theater major at the Gainesville Theater Alliance, which is how I ended up at Brenau University before I changed to English. Here is a picture of me and my husband at our wedding. We have been together for 8 years now, married for 3. And here is a picture of my daughter and I. Her name is Penelope Jane, and she is going to be 3 in August. So a little bit about me. I said I was at Brenau University, the women's college. I changed to English, so I got my Bachelor's of Arts in English, and I actually minored in creative writing, which they had offered the concentration before, but they recently amped it up to a minor, and I was the first person to get it, which was pretty cool. And then I also did a stint at the University of Cambridge. I stayed at Selwyn College. They have a summer interdisciplinary program, and Brenau takes a cohort every other year. And I had been planning on that since I heard about it my freshman year of college. So I went last summer for 4 weeks, and so that was technically 2 terms, and it was one of the best experiences of my entire life. As for my previous work, I worked on the Elixir, which was Brenau's literature and arts magazine, for 3 years. I was the editor-in-chief for the 2016-17 edition. I'm really, really proud of it. And then I also worked as a social media marketing intern for the UGA Press for my senior capstone, which was really cool. And I got the job mostly because I was an intern for the Gainesville Theater Alliance for some of my scholarship hours way back when. So that was an amazing experience. I got to go to another campus and kind of build my portfolio, etc., etc. I did want to get into publishing before I decided to get into teaching, so if that clears things up a little bit for you. I also worked in the Brenau Writing Center as a tutor for 4 years. I technically still am a tutor, I just do the online now. But that's kind of where I got my first taste for teaching, although I know it's not the same. I did do workshops, but I mostly did one-on-one peer tutoring. But I really enjoyed kind of figuring out new ways to explain the concepts of writing and to help, especially when, students would come in with a literature paper as opposed to like a nursing paper, I would really get excited to help them kind of understand and challenge them. And, we did training on like minimalist tutoring and really helping guide the students and help them become better writers rather than just editing their papers for them. And then most recently, since February, I was a substitute teacher for Jackson County Schools, which was eye-opening to say the least. I got to kind of step into the classroom, gauge things, because I did kindergarten through 12th grade, so I got the scope of it, but I got to test my classroom management and, get an eye for things, and kind of step into this world. So now, as far as KSU, I am doing the MAT in secondary English education. I like KSU's program because it has the emphasis on the English. I definitely want to get my PhD eventually. I don't know when that's going to play out, but eventually. But I like this program because I can take an extra English class and actually be certified to teach college, so that kind of just makes me more marketable and expands my options. I don't know what I'm going to do after I get my degree, but at least the options are there. And then my teaching philosophy is pretty much that every child wants to learn. It's just that some of them put on this coat of armor of like, I can't do it, or this is stupid, because they're insecure about their abilities. So I just want to give every kid the chance and the tools to be successful. And then I do think that English is especially important because every student needs to be able to think critically and communicate effectively no matter their field. Like, we need those people in the workforce. And I think that people think of English as just literature, but it's more than that. It's analytical and it's communication. And just a side note, this is my daughter again because, why not? And then this is Bookstagram because I'm #basic. And then just some other things about me, I guess. I have a blog called Partial Disclosure. I blog about my daughter and motherhood. I'm going to start blogging about teaching, I'm pretty sure. I've blogged about travel. I've even enlisted some friends to be guest writers because they've been to places I haven't, like Italy, but I have, for instance, a one-day guide to Dublin on the blog. I've got one to London. I'm going to have one to New York soon, etc., etc. I'd appreciate it if you check it out. No pressure. And then my next steps are, I got a teaching job a few weeks ago. I'm so excited to teach 6th grade ELA at Couch Middle School in Grayson. I'll be doing the provisional certificate where I have 3 years to get my master's. And then I'll be able to do my year-long clinical experience with a mentor peer teacher instead of doing student teaching, which is great because, my husband and I are trying to buy our first house, so we could really use that extra income. And but the immediate future will just be prepping for that with as many free resources as I can find, and dreaming about a gorgeous classroom that will probably not come to fruition the way that I plan. And then, of course, I actually took a temp job doing some clerical work for the summer, on the days that I don't have classes. So this is probably going to be the busiest, craziest, fastest summer of my life, ramping up to the busiest, craziest, fastest semester of my life. So much for college being the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Like, graduation was supposed to be the slowdown. But I am excited for this next chapter. So here we go. It's nice to meet you, and I look forward to this class.